has been a minute.
You know, life happens. So,
Fresh restart.
here for the channel. Thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe if you love talking about the stock market, because that's all we do here.
Fresh start. Kind of a new program here. A lot has gone down in my life
Since we've last met. So,
we're going to try to give it another go. Solana up on the screen. Let me know what you guys are trading.
take a look at it.
Oh, and I do mean new setup. We are set up in
A completely different part of the house. I need to invest in some new streaming equipment, some new tables, maybe a stand, another stand or two. Oh, it's just always something. But I'm kind of liking this setup.
We'll see how it goes. So it's going to take me a while to get back into the groove and swing of things. But we will get there, my friends. Alright. Pull this tab over here. And we'll get some noise going. SLAI.
Down 7.5%.
Looking at that.
Let's see what else are we looking at here. Let me know what you guys are trading and investing in, and take a look at it. You know, I don't think I've been missing a whole lot. If you haven't been watching the market, you know, markets have been down. There's a whole war going on right now, World War III. But hey, we'll see if we can find some opportunities in the market today. I do believe that there's always opportunities. In my heart of hearts, you know, whether it's a small one or a big opportunity, but there's always opportunities in the markets. One of the biggest losers today, Paranovus. That is PAVS, ticker symbol PAVS.
And there we go.
Sheesh, down 57%. So, you know me, I like playing the losers. Not jumping into this right now, but definitely going to be watching it. Other than that, it looks like it's Chinese names, Japanese names, third world country names, whatever it may be. Not a whole lot of American companies. Sleep Number. Sleep Number's down 16%. That one tends to bounce back, so we will watch that one as well. You see it right here. $2.90. Less than $3 for some Sleep Number. Definitely going to be watching that. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. Don't have the chat up. Let me pull the chat up if you guys have made a comment. Let's see. Like I said, this is a new setup for me. So if you have made a comment, I apologize. I can't see it right now. Try to figure out this setup. But, you know, it's going to change. It's going to keep changing because life changes. But let's get some noise on here. Let's get some noise on here. We'll get the fellas up here.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it.
Whoa.
Just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
That's too loud, brother.
Complete AI creation platform.
They're on one page or one.
All right, here we go.
But we did stop out of a little bit there and then pushed it right back in once it failed off that. So I was like, let's go to 208.50. But I was
I like the audio here.
We'll try to take
I think this audio sounds a little bit better.
Risk. So, you know,
It just sounds better in this room.
lower. Maybe I'll take another little bit here at 95. There it is. And take that out. We're into just under half.
Got my coffee over here. I'm ready to go.
Let's see if Amazon will work itself out here into
9:42 on this end. We're supposed to get some bad weather here in South Carolina. That's where I'm at, South Carolina. You guys put the state, the initials of your state, if you want to, down there in the chat. Get to know each other. In South Carolina, we're supposed to have some bad weather today.
Right. We'll see if we get
tornadoes.
lower,
I mean, I've been
Hearing all kinds of
so
craziness.
far,
So.
we've got one trade on and.
See what happens.
Okay, so iBid and Amazon on board right now, one long, one short. Let's see what's happening. The Nasdaq's still pretty strong, right up 1.9%. But then we'll wait, right? There was 10 o'clock, you said, for some? Well,
No, it's very late. It's sometime before his
Big red candles on sleep number.
okay.
Oh, cool.
Robinhood's got some new widgets.
Add widgets make your, add a widget. Oh, that's cool.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think we'll be too.
What?
Yeah, I don't.
We won't necessarily wait for it.
We're not waiting around for the president.
Dude.
When the president speaks, he speaks, and well, the market's gonna move regardless of the president, one way or the other. But I've been okay. So
Dude,
one,
that is
it's gonna lose
cool.
at 42. Oxy is potentially losing this volume weighted average price. It's got a nice little trend from that 57 hold, but if it loses VWAP, not the VWAP, then I still want to look for that play into that low. IBIT, we took it long in front, but it looks like we could lose the volume weighted average price here. Just to zoom you out, it's a break over the prior high. We lose
Very
jumping out
interesting.
of that trade. We want that long off of 41. We're $1 away. It's 2.5%, so the chances that we get down there are pretty low.
shit.
But we're gonna take the shot here. If it bounces off the open, might be able to add to that one. But now Oxy is gonna be
How
on my
cool
line.
is
If it
that,
holds, I
dude?
think that volume weighted average price. Just looking for a little bit of weakness. There we saw that USO bounce, and if it doesn't sustain, this is the name that I'm looking for.
You guys check this
particularly.
out.
It's still trying to hang on to the VWAP here. If it looks like it's gonna close underneath, I'll probably jump in. There we go. Looks like we're gonna close this candle underneath and then give it to the prior bar high, which would be 50.
Well, that's not what I wanted to do, but.
Oh, by the way, Tesla almost a 400 break. Keep an eye there.
Yeah, keep an eye over there on Tesla. I mean, we've just got this one trade on right now. And
There we go. That's what I want.
Goes on. Just bounced off 207.50, which was the area that we thought
Kind of.
would have some bounce off capabilities. And we did zoom back down in, right? And this is where we found that 207.50 right there. So it was a good bouncing spot. We were able to take some out. We have less and less of that trade on, obviously, than we had previously. So far, so good here. And we'll just wait to see where we go
What if
now
I just-
on Amazon. But, I mean, I don't mind the trade. It's just out, we only have about 30% left. Amazon downside. We're still going to hold out for it. If it breaks higher, then we can get out of that one. Apple had that story today about the over-the-ear headphones there, the Air Maxes maybe getting
No,
released
that's
a bit
not what I wanna
earlier
do,
than they
man.
thought. Apple kind of doing okay today, but not really joining the market move higher as we just touched
There
out
we
here
go.
on tops.
Beautiful.
Apple only up 0.83, but still a nice little take high side there for Apple.
That looks good.
252.25, looking to break long on AAPL. All right, we do have to move higher now in Amazon. Okay, breaking back above 208. I was going to take another piece out here.
All right.
But fall back.
See
Here
what
go.
we can do.
208 and a quarter. We're going to have to get out if that breaks 208.50. So it's a good thing we got out. But it looks like,
YHC.
well,
That's another
well,
China
we
name.
had about $1
China,
ago,
China,
but it
China.
looked out some of
China,
that volume.
China,
Looks like
China.
Amazon's really catching a bid, sort of out of nowhere right now as the market shoots upside as well. So we can get away from Amazon, no problem. 208.50 breaks. We are out of Amazon. I actually don't even realize I don't even have that order in because it wasn't that close last time. 208 right there. Whoopsies. Oh, it is in. Okay. So there it is, man. It just broke through 208.50. Did it break there? I'm not even sure. But there goes Amazon right now back up to the upside. So we'll flush away a little bit of those profits right there right now. I'm going to go to 208.61. See if that winds up breaking. We'll get a little bit back in right now. 208.61. I'm not even sure if we broke there, but good enough for me. We re-shorted that one on that break, and we'll see. 208.60, that's what that 25 period is. You want to give it a little bit more room, but Amazon gets it going. We're not going to lay on this one, man. If this dies, then it dies. It's just making a move higher. Yeah, so let's wait to see if it does retrace, but there goes Amazon. Looks like it wants to go higher. Yeah, Micron and SNDK are the
Micron 6.5.
Those are the
I was impressed when Intel was up 6.5. It's now only up 5%, but Micron up 6.5% along with SNDK. So it looks like it's memory, and more memory as usual, leading the market higher. The Nasdaq's going, and it's on the backs of those bad boys. You're seeing USO hit back at the low. So just one thing to know: if oil's at the lows here, and Oxy wants to follow, great. But it's putting in a to the downside. Adair, what do you have for us?
I just wanted to mention with regards to Micron, there is a story in that sector. I don't know, remember if this was done this morning, it was certainly on our watch list though. Micron expanding its Taiwan site, looking to build a second semiconductor facility at its newly acquired site within Taiwan. Now it is returning, of course, MU reporting after the bell, 4 p.m. sharp on Wednesday. Back to you.
All right, we are getting a
There's
little.
still some earnings left, and Micron's one of the
Yeah,
big ones.
exactly. We are getting a little bit of a push down here in Amazon again. I don't know. I'm happy with it. I mean, we'll get some more out at 208 if we can. We got run the last time to the top side, as you guys saw. So taking some more out here, 20s, and then we got 15s or so. So nice little downside push here for Amazon, but that was a nice move higher there. Kind of just as the market ran, so did Amazon. So I think Amazon's going to be back moving with the market now. So we can get away from this one if it does take out that 208.60. But other than that, let's wait to see if we get a retracement back down to the lows of the day. Okay, so I'm going to bid something at 208 flat there. If we can get a 208 flat print, I think that would be worth it because we're risking 20 cents. So 208 flat is 40 cents. So that puts it 2 to 1. So we've already been getting out some more here. I only have the one trade on today, so hopefully we can look for a little bit more. We were looking at our sticky note there. We had the Qs for a long. Maybe that's trying to pull back in a little bit. We had NVIDIA for a long. That stock did take off, but maybe is pulling back there as well into some good levels here. Yeah, this is not a bad one. 184 and change right now for NVIDIA, especially if this market is taking a little bit of a breather. Maybe we can get NVIDIA on sale here. So that's not horrible as well. But trying to find out where some other strength lies in today's market. And you can see right here, it's a very green day, man. I mean, there's almost nothing red. I mean, some energy names. Again, we'll wait. I think it's prudent to maybe wait to see what the president has to say about anything there before you take a longer position on there. But, you know, if you're going to scalp out, you have no risk right now. Eli Lilly, some of the bank names starting to go as well here. Looks like Amazon is going to continue to go to the top. Yeah, so it just hits 208.60, so we're out of Amazon, so fine. See you later. JP Morgan up, Wells Fargo, Goldman, Morgan. You know, a lot of the financials starting to go better today than they had been in the past. NVIDIA still up that 2%. Marvell, there's Micron. We just looked at that one, and thanks to Derek Neal for looking at those ones. Intel up 6. We mentioned that was right away off the open there as well. And that's about, you know, we'll look at this again coming up. The health names look pretty good today as well. Eli Lilly up that 1%. All right, man, Amazon's up to 209 again. So that was, that downside play for Amazon was not very long. That's for sure. We actually hit it pretty good. And I don't know why we continued to go there. Topped out around 210. Maybe that's an area to look at right now. But Amazon trying to go higher right now, and just trying to find something that maybe what has based out. You guys let me know if there's something that's kind of setting up. I mean, Microsoft
Right now, there's
not much. Microsoft might be setting up.
well,
It's breaking lower. Microsoft.
there's breaking. Intel can't even catch a bid all of a sudden. That stock was so strong off the open, and now not. So that might not be the casting out. USO. See what I'm watching here? Like, USO is continuing to break lower. Like, we're through the lows, you're continuing to look bad, and we're not at the bottom here on Oxy. So Oxy, and unfortunately, that $57 level, which I thought could be a breakdown, like right in here, the longer we hold on to 57, I guess, you know, the more reason that I might need to get out of this. Basically you have like a bottoming tail wick off the open, and then you have this 57, which is trying to hold while oil futures are at the low. I don't need them bottoming. And this is not as weak as I would have thought compared to the overall market. So unfortunately, I'm going to slap a quick little trail here. Would have expected you'd be at the lows. Oh, you know, I was about to put the trail in, and then it broke the price I was going to put the trail to. So I was going to put it back into these bars, 57.05, so we just jumped out of that one. And again, it just comes down to don't need oil bottoming when it was making a fresh low when Oxy wasn't. So par for the course, unfortunately, there for Oxy. I'm going to reload if we can into VWAP, but I'll keep an eye on the futures. If I do see oil breaking through VWAP on its own, then I'm not going to be doing the same thing on Oxy. But then in IBID, we're going to lose the volume weighted average price there. So we'll end up 1 for 2 once we lose VWAP here on IBID, and then hunt for the next. And it might not be that Intel after all. Like, look at Intel plowing through the lows. Like, it's not even trying to hold the bid anymore. So all that strength that you saw early, that's abated big time. And it's over on Micron, and it's over on SNDK, and it's certainly left Intel, which was up 6 points. So we're going to have to wait for that one to break trend or just do something distinctly different, because it doesn't look like it's lasting that move after the first initial push.
or we found something there, and we just went back over to NVIDIA, so we'll just go like that. Yeah, it was bouncing off 184 a couple times. You know, we said we wanted to find something that was maybe baselining, so we take a little bit of that NVIDIA, long at 15s, out at 40s, right there. So made a little bit of money back. Still holding on to some of this, obviously, but looking to see a little bit more until we break basically this 183.80. So would not mind getting more levels here of 184 if we can get that. Let's go double check in PAVS. I saw there, yeah.
Oh.
It was down 80% or something today. So find us a story here or there. PAVS. V as in Victor. So yeah, Pablo Allen Victor Sam. Pablo Allen Victor Sam. Yeah, there goes to the downside there as we get going on PAVS. So another name here that's getting lower. And, you know, we want to identify all these names from here. So if you guys get into the chat right now and type in $, yes, it is.
There is nothing on this stock. The most recent Benzinga entry was January 9th. I went on social media. There's only a smattering of mentions for this, so like people are not really looking at this stock either. I'm gonna keep Googling, but nothing obvious or immediate somehow on this PAVS.
Okay, yeah, so that just showed up on the scanner there, but here today it's pretty much all talking about big names, right? Palantir, USO, we looked a little bit at that. Where I was looking for short oil, but you know, as we just sort of commented there, it's not really going short right now, so we have to wait for that one. Sorry, it's not going up to give us the short to get into a dip, a rip opportunity where we can fade any sort of a rip. There's USO, so Spider obviously up 1.15%. You guys know last week we dip bought some into our own account on the SPY, so that's turning out okay. Intel, as Neil said, not catching a bid. CYN, we can have a look over there. Nebius today with the deal with Meta, that starts to go higher. Micron, there's no stopping at the highest level I've seen on Micron in a while, so yeah, good on you, Micron. You continue to be the king to the high side there, as well as Apple, just chilling out. So, you know, get your votes in there and let us know which stocks you want us to look at. I'm only into NVIDIA. NBIS, you know, that deal again with Meta. We saw CoreWeave upside today. There's a lot of people trading some CoreWeave in their life. Nebius bouncing nicely off the 200 period. That was pre-market though. So we'll see if they can deal with that again underneath the 200 period moving average. And yeah, you can go along this 126, man. That's been your 200 period.
Is dying.
Oh, is CoreWeave dying as well? Okay, well then maybe Nebius might not be the trade for everybody. Meta was the one. I mean, I'm trying to go along still on NVIDIA, waiting for 184.05 if that comes in. But yeah, Meta was the other part of that deal as well. 634 high. I was actually saying that I like Meta better than the rest of them. It doesn't mean that I think any of them are really that good. But Meta right there near the bottom of 600 is giving you everything back. There's that quarter all the way back. So I was looking its end. I keep saying we're near the next sort of round, but the next round is end of April. So we still have a little ways to go before we do get back into earnings for the big guys. I think Meta's like April 29th and Apple's like April 30th and things like that. So we still have a little bit of time to go on that one. I'm gonna get a little bit more out of NVIDIA. There it is. Now we get another 40 out there on NVIDIA here as we go. So 184.50 there for NVDA. Another out there at 40. We'll see, man. I mean, I'm not willing to buy. What's going? Tesla's going. Okay, so Tesla
That's
back
the
to
401 break is going to happen.
Okay.
We just lost VWAP here on IBIT, so we'll end up with 1 for 2. Oxy is actually bouncing. We might get a reload on Oxy, but we just lost that prior. Whoops, and there goes Tesla. So Tesla did just break 401. That was resistance on Friday. And see if it can hold on to $400. Obviously, that's going to be a big psychological level on the way back through, but it's got room to about 405 to 408 if it wants to sustain this move. With Tesla through the 401 breakout, actually thought there might be a chance that we'd see like those 380s on some dips this week, but at least not now, at least not early. Let's go to Adair. We've got one.
In a couple of minutes here until this NAHB housing market index, you're going to see me again at 10 a.m. But in the meantime, President Trump making comments, it looks like in a PBS interview, he declined to comment on the possibility of deploying ground troops in Iran. He said that there's no major destruction of Iran's infrastructure and that, quote, the oil prices will drop like a rock as soon as it's over. So saying once again, the second this conflict ends with the Middle East, oil prices will go back down. Oil prices are actually at their session low right now. President Trump also saying that Iran is, quote, not ready for a deal, and the cost of the conflict is manageable.
Cost is nothing.
Yeah, the cost is pretty high.
Oh, it depends who you're commission.
Yeah, exactly. Like I think they're costing us about $1 billion a day this quarter. So we'll hear. Then Iran's only claim to fame right now is that all these drones are costing next to nothing, yet they cost a lot of money to shoot them out of the sky. So something about that there, making economics work there. But all right, NVDA right now.
Oh.
Starting to go. Like, so we were pretty happy dip buying there. We could check back on our Amazon trade. That is, we got out of. That's trying to level off here as well, man. Maybe 209 is the high there. I don't know. I was just looking at Amazon only up 0.5.
I need to go grab my book real quick so I can take some
Amazon
notes.
might be the weak one here, but it definitely doesn't seem like it is. There it is. Now we're 50 cents in the money, so we've got trying to have a little diamond hands here. See if we can get up to 185 right now on Amazon. Let's put an offer at 184.80. NVIDIA, sorry, yeah, see Amazon, yeah, I don't think we'll get this low on Amazon. Amazon's already at 200, but right into here, let's go to 184.80, something like that, maybe for a little bit of a high side there on the upside for this name, because we're talking energy, maybe some SMR in your life as well. That's broken back down below $12 and getting lower. Ay. All right, there's numbers now at 10 o'clock, so we're going to go back over with the DARA, get happening now, and some release of your economic numbers.
Relatively minor number here, NAHB Housing Market Index in 10 seconds, but it's not the only housing number we're getting this week, because we'll get some pending home sales tomorrow. NAHB Housing Market Index forecast 37, prior 36, new one coming in at 38. So again, actual print for the NAHB Housing Market Index 38 versus the forecast of 37 and the prior print of 36. Of course, this number above both of those. Market moving lower here, not necessarily related to this NAHB housing market print. But NASDAQ struggling at session highs here around 602. Here's the S&P 500 looking quite similar to the NASDAQ, though S&P 500 looking a little bit less double top-ish, for lack of a better term. Now, tons of tech and AI headlines on watch today. Let's go over some of them for you guys. Of course, the banner, the biggest headline of the day, possibly of the week, other than the Fed, is this GTC 2026 conference. NVIDIA kicking this off with a keynote at 2 p.m. Eastern from CEO Jensen Huang. Keep an eye on that without a doubt. I'll cover that for you guys live, of course, as I always do. Let's talk about Micron. MU, ahead of their earnings report on Wednesday after developing a couple analyst price target increases from RBC and TD Cowen, and also announcing plans to build their second facility here in Taiwan. Now, Meta in focus as well on watch with a couple different catalysts. The first of which, a report from Reuters suggesting that they might be cutting up 20% of their workforce. Now, it is worth noting, a Meta spokesperson all but denied these reports, saying that it's a speculative take. Furthermore, Meta also involved in this Nebius deal, which is worth a total of $27 billion over 5 years. NBIS, if I can pull that up for you guys, also doing quite well today. So again, AI and tech, without a doubt, both on focus today. Make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, make sure to stay with us all day for that Jensen Huang keynote. And make sure to join us on X at TTV Research for updates and reminders of when these big events are set to occur. Back to you.
All right, yeah, thanks, Sarah. I do have a new position, so we'll just do this and we'll go over and see what I can do. But I'm going to try some Oracle down here. It looks like Oracle's trying. I'm going long, so don't tell us with Dara. I'm just trying. I know.
Day-to-day longs are fine. My long term preferences is just short.
Yeah. I don't want to, I know, I'm just playing around. Obviously, as we sit here and we talk about our trades, I'm only going to see if it wants to hold this 156. It may not. It's come back in a couple times here, 156, 156, 156. You know, and every time we bounced a little bit here, so I think for like 20 or 30 cents worth of risk, I'm willing to put on more down here at 156.10. I'd like to be closer, obviously, to 156 before we put on, you know, a bigger position on this one. So we're going to hold out hope on that. All right, so NVIDIA is coming in. We want to give this one a little bit more room. We didn't get the reload down there. Well, it didn't come in yet. Oh, that's Oracle. I switched over to NVIDIA. There's the NVIDIA chart. So, almost got it, man. What? What did that come to? 09s? We're at 05s on NVIDIA. So I'm just going to wait for 05s and hopefully that can come in. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. But here we go, man. Oracle, we don't want to, you know, hold this one for too long. There we go, man. We'll take some a little bit out there. That's 35 cents on Oracle. We'll see if we can get it going just a bit more here, back up to the upside. So we were buying that dip there, well worth the risk to reward. We're already in it more than about 1 to 1 right now. looking for a little bit more. But what about a 157? Let's offer upside here near 157. See if we get that trade. We're going to go to 156.90. Maybe we get that, and we'll wait for our NVIDIA trade now. So here we go, man. 50 cents in the money right now on Oracle. I don't have a problem taking some out right here at 79 maybe. We'll get some out at 79, then maybe at 90, and then we'll go from there. There, we get that 79. I'm going to cancel the 90 and see if we can go on Oracle. Let's just go to 157 where VWAP is, and then we'll see if we can get that. So NASDAQ coming down a little bit. We're looking to get long on NVIDIA and a little bit more on Oracle. So that's about it for me right now.
Yes, looks like Tesla, it got to 401.83, so it
57.75.
couldn't quite break that first dollar level on this little mini breakout here. I'm going to buy the dip back into the 400 just to get a bit of a reload, but if we can't take out this O2 soon, you could be running out of steam as the market only up that 1 1/3, and it's not really sustaining this breakout as much as I would like. So I'm looking at 403. That'll be the price area we're looking for the first big target. But I'm going to buy it back into the 400, reload. If we don't break that 402 soon, going to have to start to make another judgment call there. Intel, yikes, I guess it's not really that good. It's still under VWAP. It's still trending down. It's up 4.5%. I just want this breaking this downtrend to be able to be involved in it somehow to the long side. I haven't taken it yet. I haven't made a single trade in Intel, but it looks like this might actually be losing the volume weighted average price more than anything else. I didn't really have this in for a short, but it's giving that classic failed breakout and then trade underneath the volume weighted average price that I know I should be paying more attention to. Sometimes your bias gets the best of you. Like I'm thinking long on Intel today, and it's flashing me a false breakout and then short underneath the volume weighted average price. But at some point, I probably just have to take a shot and go scalp trade off VWAP to the downside here. That's what the setup is telling me on Intel. So maybe it's a long later, but at least for now, I'll look for this VWAP short. Yeah, that's how the market is sometimes, man. Like this stock was chilling at 6.5%. The market continued to rally, and it stopped cold.
Yeah, I think some of these markets are just trying to figure itself out.
Is what it is, it do be what it do be. CAST, Freecast Incorporated, down
we actually emptied out
29%.
more than half of this trade up top here. I still want to buy some more.
SDRN,
As soon as we got that NVIDIA long, I was
S&P.
like, I better get something out here on Oracle a little bit more. So we did a little bit more of that down there at 156.8. We were able to get like basically 10 cents about it right there. We got some 15s on NVIDIA right there because we are bouncing right around VWAP. We want to try to be able to hold this. I do have another offer at 16s, and then we'll wait to get into the 20s, and then hopefully back upside right now. But, you know, willing to lose on this. It's our first NVIDIA trade right back into VWAP. If we break it, and we can get out of there. So I think it's well worth the risk right now. But, yeah, the market's not doing a whole heck of a lot to the upside. And I know that you had that Tesla break, so that might be the one that winds up holding, or you're still in it.
Try.
That one might be the one that winds up holding right now. $400.50. That's looking like it's got a decent bid level into it. NVIDIA does it though, man. I just want to let everybody know that this one, you know, might be the one that's looking like it wants to break lower here. It's not holding, but there's still a level here, so I'm still in it, trying to go. So if it does go, great, but for right now, just holding out facts of...
Why is it still trending down?
There it goes. Okay, we got... Sorry, I didn't interrupt. We got 16s there for NVIDIA. So there it goes. We got some 11s, some 16s. So decent outs there, but yeah, just waiting. Hopefully NVIDIA can join the party there. Oracle back up to 50 cents again, which is a nice little trade. We offer some out there. There it is. We get that fill. Now we just wait for Oracle and say when you want to moon. That looks like that's going to be a good dip buy, hopefully, for us right back up there to VWAP, and then NVIDIA still trying to put in a good work here.
10%.
And needs a little bit more to go, though, for that to happen. So NVIDIA, sitting on my hands a little bit, see if that one can go. We've already taken out about 35% of this trade. Just not
I
going.
see what's going on.
Let's give it a chance to go. I mean, it's only 10.
Really?
Yeah, it is only 10:07. The oil futures, by the way, right back at low. We're trying to break this 402 now on Tesla, so it's going through. We get the 403 as a target, but I do want to respect. If we lose the 402 level, then I want to start working on the trend line on the pullback, which would be back into 400. I don't want this dropping back that $2 or back into VWAP without getting out first. So my target is sitting here at that 03. If we get it, fantastic. Otherwise, look to slap out on this upside move. I did get Intel in front of that 48 in the volume weighted average price short, so I know I said long Intel, but it's under VWAP and it was a false breakout, the pre-market high. So that setup is look for the short to VWAP, and go to Adara at the desk.
Keep an eye on oil here as we digest comments from the executive director of the International Energy Agency. That would be Faith Birol. She's, to be fair, obviously the concern with the
And that is, got it.
IEA executive director, but she's saying that the IEA's quick action with regards to these crude oil stock releases had, quote, a calming impact on markets, and that despite the huge release, they do still have a lot of stocks left. She's also saying that the Strait of Hormuz disruptions are already having impacts on the economy and consumers. So be aware, you are trading oil. We are currently getting comments coming through from Faith Bureau, the IEA executive director. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Adair. Markets, of course, have been extremely active lately. For traders, this kind of environment creates opportunity. Big move means more setups and more momentum. But to really take advantage of these conditions, you need two things: discipline and access to capital. And that's where trading comes in. Instead of being limited by the size of your own accounts, traders can access firm capital and focus on executing their strategy and manage. No more fear of blowing up your personal accounts. No more moving your stop loss period because you're worried about your own savings. This is what we call limited risk trading. So if you want to take advantage of the volatility in today's markets without risking your own capital, please do yourself a favor and visit Trade the Pool. That's tradethepool.com and scan your QR code right there in front of you to get your 10% off coming here from Trader TV Live. So definitely take advantage of that opportunity. As Neil and I sit here and trade prop as well, so we definitely know about trading other people's money and little risk-free trading. We talked about this with Obi last week, of course. Shout out to Obi, and thanks for filling in obviously last week. We did get a nice little bump up there on Oracle, man. I mean, we took up, this went to 157, out 157.16s, like, so we do almost ring a dollar club. I mean, our best bill there was 90 cents, up to 157.15. So that's holding out okay. I told you guys earlier that I think the fear really in Nvidia might be the trade lower. It's not breaking. We already had that huge move higher there. I'm just buying it off of VWAP and clearing it out, but the best outs we've had are like, I think into the 20s there was my best out. I can double check. It might have even been 19s. Yeah, 19s is my best out. So we don't have anything higher than that right now. So we're going to drop it out if this loses 20 cents. And if we break through, VWAP is right here at 90 right now. So we're just going to give it 10 more cents lower than that. Just to double check. Yeah, 79. So not much going on there. We're long at OPAD. We're giving it 25 cents. So ideally, we'd like to get this thing up a little bit right now. But there goes Adara's favorite stock. There goes Oracle, but the wrong way, according to many. There is Oracle, just 157 and change. And there we go. We've got our dollar club now.
Great trade, Sean. Good trade.
Yeah, thank you. No problem. I'm just talking about Oracle because I know it's something that you like, but you nailed this trade last week. I mean, Obi was trading this as well. It's still underneath the 50 period moving average. We don't love the stock. It bounced. Look at this. Bounced off to 200, the 50 there. Bounced off to 50 there. Bounced off to 50 there. But your boy has an oh boy kind of a trade. You want to thank Adara for the kind words there, because there goes 157.40. So it is another one right there, followed by, and then pops up because we only have 2 trades on today that are working. Amazon's a loser, but here goes Nvidia right back up to the highest spot we've gotten. So I'll try it again. We'll take another 16 out right there on Nvidia and see if this one will go up. We're waiting now at 24s. There it is. Yes, sir. So we're back to Greensville on the day there. Loss on Amazon. Obviously, the win is in Oracle and in Nvidia. So we'll go 2 for 3 right now with a decent day. And yeah, thanks for the kind words there, Adara. And we'll go back to you and see if you're trading anything today as well. But Neil's in Intel. There we go. Intel shorts. So.
Well, we got out of the Tesla long because it already filled into the target. So it got up to that 403 zone, 402.5 specifically. Effectively just this breakout into here. Now we'll look for the next move. I think it's pullback into VWAP, maybe pullback right into that 401. But certainly Tesla's on a bit of a mission. It wasn't a huge story or anything. You're going to find it. You would have found it on the watch list there for Tesla, but it wasn't a crazy story. I just love the fact that it broke through that 401 spot. But I am short into Intel. It wasn't, look, this was not necessarily the plan of action going into the day, but it false break of that prior high, puts a huge reversal candle in, and then sits underneath the volume weighted average price and consolidates lower. All while the market's breaking out. So like straight up in the market and straight down since the open. So I'm going to continue to play this one. It's not necessarily VWAP for now, it's this 408.05 spot. So You know, the only slip up was going to be in IBIT, and I'm actually jumping right back to that one. Oxy was good, Tesla was good, Intel short's working, but IBIT is pulling back into VWAP and looking like it's going to give us an opportunity to get back into it. So Bitcoin is at 74, 74 quarter as a matter of fact. We lost a lot earlier. We're long into VWAP, and buying into that dip is what didn't work. I'm going to take a second shot at this. It's still above Friday's highs. That resistance at 74K, I think, is turning into some support. I made the bottom wick on the way out. We'll try not to do the same thing when we pick up this long again. So Intel falling for whatever reason, so strong early like Micron, but even Micron's underneath VWAP. So there you go. Like some of those chips that were so strong just like 15 minutes ago are starting to show a little bit of signs of weakness. So Micron under 450, still at 5 points. And easily the strongest of the group with Micron and SNDK. If they can't bounce here, then I do wonder, like if those can't bounce, I don't think Intel's got a shot to hold on. But 47.5 is going to be the target here for me, which would be right where we were at the open.
47.
Back in lower. I don't want the market to go down, but I want this stock to. At least that's for sure.
Yeah, we're probably getting a little bit going here on NVIDIA. I mean, maybe it'll go. Man, we just took advantage of that move up to 30s and took some out. So let's just let it go now. Like, I don't know. My next office here at 35, that would be the highest we've gotten. That's only for 5%, which hopefully hits right now, which it just did a couple of seconds ago. And now see the pullback right there off that high again. So I'm going to feel bad to not get everything out all the time, but I do want to be here for a higher move. Right now, we're about $1.30 in right now, NVIDIA and Oracle. And I'm just going to wait for 80s. So that's what I'm at right now, 184.80, just to wait to see if we get back up to these highs. Hopefully that's what winds up happening, and I don't know. Oracle going. All right, let's look at something else. All right, SMR, Mara. I'm just trying to go through some of the levels here of some of the stocks that I look at here again. So this is what they are. Oracle, if we just sort of sort this by percentage right now, this is brought to you by eSignal, of course. USO to the downside, that's like one of the only red names on here. DraftKings down as well, that's down 2%. Occidental, Neil's been looking at that, that's down 0.4. Starbucks flat on the day, and then we sort of see what's going to the long side. Stock-sell, obviously, as we
Ocean Power. This one's been a big loser for a while, I believe.
Micron still nice little move up higher there today, although it looks like it's pulling back. It's only up 5%. Woo-hoo, right there, up to 455 again. Those were all-time highs one more time for Micron. So it just came right into 460
One more
again.
time for the one more time.
Fading. I think Micron, I said this last time and this is wrong. Like, I thought Micron's on the way down. It just, it doesn't think that, so, you know, I'm wrong on that. That is for sure. Hey, where did my, okay, there it is. There's the watch. It's over there, so you can all look at this one more time. Micron Roblox finally going now. I think that's still a lot of risk to Roblox, although I really like the business. I just don't know about some of the child-proofing and stuff like that over there. There's some talk about all that crap.
Stuff like that.
It's not crap. I just mean that's just holding the stock back. Marvell, $91, 3.5% there. Tesla, there's the booming one. Neil took a good trade through that break as well. That's at 402 right now.
Wow.
Let's go have a look at Boeing. That seems low. Wasn't this just at 240? Yeah, Darren, remind me about why Boeing is getting hit over the last little while. If there is any news stories of that.
Maybe a war?
Nicely today, that's for sure. But look at Boeing, man. Just not going. It's going the opposite. Down into the 200 period.
Yeah, brother.
At some point. That's got
There's a war.
The biggest story last week was they were going to be reworking some 737 MAX jets. This could delay deliveries, but it doesn't change their delivery target for the year. Also last week they did get some deals up with Israel for some smart bombs.
Right.
So I mean, they're still getting deals, and even with this rewiring or reworking of some of these jets here, that's not theoretically going to take too long. We think maybe an extra day or two per affected jet, and it's not impacting the target.
Okay, yeah, so.
That's for buy.
Yeah, I think, yeah, me too. I was gonna say, like, where, oops, that's still Boeing. I was gonna say, where are we on the daily here? We are under. I didn't think we'd be under, but we are under the 200 period moving average. So, yeah, potentially an issue there for sure with Boeing and now under. But as Adair just mentioned, not changing any of the expected production numbers there for Boeing. So, probably a dip buy, I would agree with the sentiment there for sure. All right, so I got out some more of NVIDIA just right here. It just doesn't seem like it wants to go. I know I'm like saying that we want to hold it. We're still 25 cents in the money, and it looks like it's doesn't want to go higher. Let's just wait to see one more move higher in these futures. If NVIDIA doesn't give me that 70 or 80 level, then we're just going to get out of it, because if the futures can re-go to highs and Nvidia's not doing
Whoa,
that.
where'd you
I
go?
just wonder if people are either waiting to sell the news when that conference begins around 2 p.m. or if it just doesn't have the
Ooh.
juice today to go, and that would make sense. I mean, we're bouncing again off of levels that
Oh, that's cool. Put it up there. I don't even know how that happened.
on the talk that is ticked right now, and that's TikTok upside right now. Just guys, hit this like button, tap the screen, hit the like button, hit this little I love this, I love this, I love this, I love this, I love this. You can hit this so many times.
Let's go, let's
Right now, work on
go.
your gaming opportunities there, but hit the like and
Alright, you guys know what I gotta tell you. Not financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. Just so we got that out the way.
So you should be too.
The stocks up on the screen
I don't know if you prefer the viewing
that
experience on that.
interest
We're
me.
live, so
Definitely on my radar. BATL Battalion
let
Oil.
us know if you are
Nice,
enjoying the
nice,
program.
nice little
And,
bouncy
we'll
bounce,
be up
bounce,
there to
bounce
answer your
today
questions as well.
on the
Also,
Battalion
Sharice,
Oils.
if you want to, yeah, Sharice all about TikTok for sure. If you do have any questions, man, put them in the chat. You can send a small super chat to get our attention, or if you
Super
see it,
chat.
tag Neil and myself, and we will get over that. One name that I know it's a name that you like as well. I like this Aero Environment. We tanked pretty good last week on earnings, like really good, into $200. This name is down about 50% in a month or so, and looks like it wants to bounce in and around this area. So I see some chatter there in the chat about AVAB. And we will get to some of these names. Make sure you hit that hashtag. We're going to go over the visualizer as well. But for right now, it's Adara and it's 10.
Small cap time, starting with CTMX. This one was actually featured on our Twitter TV Live morning watch list. Now, they did have a pretty rough quarter.
Roku's up 5%. ROKU. ROKU.
Well-received data for one of its treatments for late-line metastatic CRC. So, kind of a mixed look here for CTMX. Generally well-received by the market and a 14% short float. CYN with a 23% short float, roughly 7.5 million share float. They're going to be a GTC. So they're going to be at this NVIDIA GTC conference here.
Selling and tax lot
is
is now available.
High fidelity forklift
Really?
simulation, as will be revealed, I guess, at GTC. Last but not least, this is a buyout. I do want to mention this one though, in case people miss the catalyst on this. ULY urgently. This is a stock that has rallied in the past. They're going to be acquired by Adaro for $5.50 per share, currently trading around $5.37. They also posted better than expected Q4 2025 earnings after the bell on Friday. Back to you.
Good. We already mentioned there, I was talking to you, I just want to let you guys know I did get some out of NVIDIA because the futures did go to the highs, and NVIDIA did not go to 184.80. So, a little bit more out there on NVIDIA.
Yeah, and you were saying like NVIDIA doesn't want to go higher. Well, at the same moment, Intel didn't want to go lower. I don't know if they're just like opposites attracting, but it didn't break this local bottom here on Intel at 47.65. But at this point, look, from the highs, you've actually got a trend line which is holding pretty cleanly. So the stop is now basically at break even. If it breaks this 48,
Hey, hush, quit.
So, then you've really taken out this.
We ain't doing that.
Really, I should be going back into thinking of the long in Intel at that point. But at least until it breaks that 48, for now we scalped inside of the range. I'm back into some
Pixie,
IBIT,
quit.
you mentioned AVAV.
Quit.
Yeah.
So I wanted to point out that double bottom at the 200 level. There's a couple of things going on with this.
Hush.
High, I can do
How many
this.
times
for
I gotta
you.
tell
Also
you?
have- You also have this like this insane wick here. But from this high, look at how well it's holding that trend line in here. This has a really decent chance on the daily chart to break this trend at some point this week. To me, that will signal a re-entry point, but I haven't gotten back into this. I told you guys, I think it was 2 weeks ago, but that wasn't here last week. It was 2 weeks ago when it lost that 228. That was support level I was buying in front of at the end of last year. And because it's gone,
Bye,
it's great
bye,
right now,
bye.
and I'll look for the long. Back
Baby,
end.
bye, bye,
You
bye,
still
bye,
like the
bye.
long play, but trend is your friend until the end. When
That'd be
sometimes
funny.
it bends.
Do a
All right, so
parody.
back over to IBIT.
Backstreet
It's
Boys.
holding above VWAP pretty decently, so put in a bottom.
Will you
tail
quit?
well
Go lay
above the
down.
long-weighted average price. So we're long a little bit higher than where we were before, but want this to take out that top. I still think there's plenty of room for this to really go. Just want to use 15-minute. It's not a blue sky setup. On the 15-minute, it's a pretty big breakaway that I want to at least make some fresh highs before we look at taking some profit off.
Alright, yeah, same kind of thing for me right now, but looking for fresh highs. Oracle made a great move into 157.50, so I'm almost out of everything here on Oracle. I'm thinking about a 157 drop off. If we break 156.80, let's just get out. I mean, my stop was way lower. Obviously, we're $1.20 in the money. Let's go 156.79 out of Oracle, 100% if it drops below that. Fine by me if that's what winds up happening. That was a good long there for Oracle. Only thing we wish is that we had a little bit more on that one, but we don't. So there goes Oracle, nice move in there. 156 held.
DRVN up 5%. DRVN.
Best trades for me are structured ones where we can load up and feel good about it. And I think that's what we did on, I mean, that is what we did on NVIDIA. NVIDIA will easily be, well, I mean, obviously I've only traded 3 names. We wind up losing on Amazon, and we got out of the way of that one, thank God, as that's up to 210. Wasn't really expecting the market, well, was expecting the market to take off. You can see here, this is very, like, controlled move. Step down into the 50,
starting to make me money.
Kept on going higher. We had lower highs, higher highs. So lower lows, sorry, higher highs as we continue to go.
Go
So
to the
it's like
retirement.
a nice little stair-stepping action here for the NASDAQ. And you can see Amazon is not following that early, but late it's just been marching with the beat of the market. So we're going to stay away from Amazon as that name looks to have been a turnaround story for sure right there. All right, Tesla, another look there. We can check out Rivian just real quickly. Like, there's actually not that much going on, nothing. Like, not that much going on a lot of my scanners right now. Almost wish there was a little bit more to talk about right here. NVIDIA now at recent highs, so that's a good one if we can keep going on that. IBIT still, like, I wish, you're in it too, okay, I was gonna say, like, I wish almost more was happening a little bit here with IBIT, so we'll wait to see if that wish can come true. Now I'm just kind of hovering. I like the look here for the long, it's above VWAP, so there's nothing wrong with that. Trying to break 242.25, and here's NVIDIA, we still, like, look, man, I still got on about 25%. But looking for, I mean, you know what, this is basically the highest it's been. We can get out another 5% if we can get something at 50, but it just keeps on bouncing here. And I don't just want to, like, run away from this trade, because I still think it goes higher, but, you know, what we think sometimes doesn't really matter what the market's doing. CLJ, I'm only going to keep track of this. This is 193,000 shares for contract story so far there today.
That's a lot of shares.
The next one we want to look at, Jay, is May. So that would be HRJK. Oh, yeah, it's alphabetical. So the K is
That's the alphabet.
190,000. What did I say there? Did I say 90,000 or 190,000? Hold on, let's go over and look at the J just to give you guys an idea. Look at the right contract. Same. Okay, so we're still the same on that contract. So it's still J contract. We're still in April, and it's 94 down 4.5%. All right, that concludes, man. We'll ride the bear maybe now on Oracle because that concludes the trade there. It was obviously a good out for me near the high side there. We held about 5% left. Get it out right there on Oracle on the break back down through 157. So far, so good there. March, I just got an email from CBS. The March Madness brackets are now live, of course. I don't know really. Hold on a second.
Michigan's really good.
Yeah, I know Michigan production. Who's under there? St. John's one of the big news sector. Okay, another dumb trade of the day. Okay, we are getting ready to get on some
square.
Yeah,
Pixie, quick.
David with the dumb square trade of the day, so it's like, I don't know. Maybe it's a good idea, maybe it's a bad idea. I
538.
January 15, 2027 call, $70. You're holding for a while. Happy St. Patty's Eve. That's right. That's right. Tomorrow. PS SNDK ran you over so bad it's burned into my memory. Oh, this morning SNDK? Because obviously SNDK, we'll get to IonQ in a quick little second there, but SNDK, it's a nice looking bull flag. So I guess you could have only been short if this one ran you over. 7 points. Micron is strong. It hasn't made an all-time high yet, but the way it's going doesn't look like it's that far away. I haven't looked at a single one of these names since I came back. Actually didn't look at any of the charts on IonQ or Rigetti. They just weren't necessarily in play. I don't know what's given these guys a bit of a bounce here, because it's just been sell. Maybe you break some kind of
That's unreal, bro.
I suppose. And on top of that, I think most would at least, I'm no expert in space, most would agree this is probably structurally the best quantum play. Even Shkreli thought it was the one that wasn't worth zero. So there you go. It's trying to hold on to kind of bid here, but no, it's been downside precipitously for IonQ. So giving yourself some time at least makes sense. A lot of in that regard. No, it's really been selling off for the last little bit. And since earnings, all of them have been going to the downside, right? So Intel's still teetering on breaking this trend. I'm not long yet, but if we break out here, I gotta start thinking about that reversal into the long side. And again, we can't hold on to VWAP on IBIT. Like every time we go long in front, IBIT loses. This is the one we're red on. Like Tesla was good, Oxy was good. By the way, Oxy's getting strong. I don't think that's a short again, but Bitcoin not holding on to the volume weighted average price, so it's a fail on Bitcoin. All that strength in crypto, and it just does not want to go. And I had mentioned that Oxy is starting to look strong. This is now consecutive, 4 in a row. Boom, boom, boom. It's holding an upward trend over VWAP here. And Willis Addison is actually saying get down USO, puts printing. Well, it's worth noting that while that's happening, Oxy, despite having worked really for short, this is now trending up and could go green. So this might not be the short I expected, but it can still break that trend for me. So ride that USO if you can. It's still trending to the downside. Obviously, oil prices have been moving a heck of a lot more than this recently, only 3% down here, but it is trending pretty nicely for you. Just weird that Oxy's showing a little strength now.
Yeah, no, it's this is a pretty strange market. I've been getting some more out of Nvidia because it looks like it's just going to go and break lower right now. So I'm just going to start to ease this more and more out as right now I'm down to less than 20% of this position. It just did not go. We sort of talked about what our expectations was for Nvidia, and if they're not going to follow, then we're not going to follow either. And look, if this winds up absolutely mooning while we're at the gym or whatever over lunch or any time, that's good. I mean, we want that to happen. We're obviously long Nvidia in our own personal accounts, but how many times are we going to see it just sit here and do absolutely nothing all day? And I'm going to sit in it and just get waxed? No. So we are getting out of Nvidia right now. It's obviously cannot be a loser. We'll get out a little bit more there.
Getting out, guys.
And just wait, man. Our stop is at break of 80, so hands off. We have less than 10% now of this position, and hopefully it bounces, but I don't think it's going to. Nvidia to the downside. So if Nvidia is going to be weak, we could definitely look over here as well and watch out for AMD. That's been sort of the wrong one for me to be looking at Nvidia when it's been AMD. Like if we just went long AMD instead of Nvidia, I think we would have had a much different story to tell everybody here today. But instead we don't. We go the other way.
Here we go.
So AMD is going to pull back right here. Wouldn't be surprised if it wants to hold you up. So that might be a better trade at 197 because it's just showing strength today, while Nvidia's kind of not, right? I mean, look, we just get a hold. So far, so good as we break back above. But this stock is not looking very healthy at all. I just looked at SMR again. This could be something that's near the day's low break. So right there, SMR into Friday's close, 1185. So that's an area of interest. And then look at this. Look what just happened here, man. Man, did we have a good idea with Oracle. Like getting out there near those levels, sometimes you find them, sometimes you don't, but we did. Right there, okay, I'm thinking of this move higher in Nvidia, gets them up in the teens. But there it is, man, Oracle, nice little dump off as it comes in. And there's that advantage that I was talking about with Nvidia. It came all the way back up. So let's get some more out there. 13s, 14s, again at 20s there, as we just bumped right back up. So far so good. Right there, USO, someone super chatted about that. USO making a little bit of
right now.
So you were looking at Oxy, that could be a play. Up to VWAP right now, 117 for US oil.
It's starting to look strong.
Still waiting to hear a little something else in my ear about it.
I'm not really thinking that short as much anymore, but I ended up getting out of Intel. Intel bounced off at 47.5, so we got to the target zone, which is effectively the open, right where we opened at $47.5. So it just bounced off of there, showing some support. And that downward trend, it could still break after making that bottoming tail wick, but that would happen if we got to about 47, like 80 to 85 or so, break that downward trend over in Intel. But just to what Sean was talking about with oil, like Oxy is still holding these higher lows. So until we can break distinctly under both this trend line and VWAP, that'll be where I re-enter the short trade. It was a quick one off the open, losing VWAP. That was a nice little scalp trade. It's going to have to show a little bit more structure than that now that we're in 1030 and USO is catching a bit of a bid. Adara?
Check out DA here. I'm just seeing this headline here. Reportedly, the biggest Boeing 747 user is making its first Airbus order for freighters. If I get more detail, I'll let you know. But I mentioned because there is some action here in DA. If I get more details, I'll let you know. But I am just seeing this BA. Unsure if this look is real, but there was a bit of a move here that someone's already addressed. So, yeah, now we have Bloomberg again, just to confirm the story. Bloomberg reporting that the biggest Boeing 747 users made their first Airbus order for freighters. Back to you.
Yeah, I mean, we looked at Boeing earlier. I thought there was something a little up with it there. So, yeah, story, they've got one now. So nice move there as Jared reviewed sort of last week. It was in the news. Boeing right now up 2.7% booking. I like the stock. Anything back down into VWAP for sure. Things going to turn higher there for BA. It's been a bad couple weeks for Boeing as we popped out near that 250 and back into 205 or so on Friday. Like that was probably a quick get by opportunity. Not to beat a dead horse here or anything like that, but you know, NVIDIA gave us that opportunity one more time. So we're just getting lighter and lighter. Like we just got another opportunity right there at the 50 period to get out. So I'm just expecting 10 cents from now to be stopped out and we'll just wipe our hands of it. But it was a good trade. And we're able to do well there on the NVIDIA. I was debating reloading Oracle, man. It just came right back into this 156 again. And look what this market's doing, right? A really nice pullback right now into the TQs, into VWAP, into 4740s again. Here, let's call it the TQ2, sorry. Into the lows for VWAP for the futures. So obviously, we don't expect any of our long in the NASDAQ to be winning right here, but I do expect potentially a dip buy opportunity in the NASDAQ. The 4740s coming in right now. An area for sure. Generally speaking, I like to see, you know, the 200 period or the 50 period on a 5-minute chart before we really start layering into that. But right now, the NASDAQ's turning around pretty aggressively now, from $48 all the way back in. And there we go, man. We'll slap a fail on NVIDIA, but not a fail on the trade. I mean, it was a good trade, but it broke back down below right there. So NVIDIA just green on it on the day, but it doesn't look like it wants to hold out right now, if anything lower. And we sort of did sense that in and around that 184.40 area, and there goes to the downside as well. I see Randy, thank you so much for the reload there, and that makes me remind me of Tesla bouncing off 401 and change right here as well. Randy, your XOM is cooking up to 157, so that means it's not moving to where you want it to, but it's at the highs. I don't know what else to do. This is XOM right now, taking out the highs. The best we've gotten for XOM is like 160, man. You're at 158 and change right now. So a nice move, a beautiful base forming right here. I mean, I think this 146, 147 is a great one. I heard Neil say Chevron. I'm in XLE, so we'll see if that continues to work out.
Keep in mind, most of this is spot market price movement. It's not the long-term futures. So there's a bit of hesitation here. You know, the oil companies think this could be over sometime soon. So, you know, some of the shale players are sitting on the sidelines. They're not ready to pull the trigger yet. They're not expecting this to last too long. So, yeah, it's not moving where I thought it would be, but that's probably why.
They're tough buys up here, but if you start thinking about it in the longer run.
Exactly. So the longer this plays out, that movement could take off, but right now I don't see it.
It's tough. It's tough to buy these when you get that kind of a rally or a shocking because you know if serious progress gets made and overnight we're back. Who knows? And overnight maybe you get back to like 80 or something. It's like, oh no, did I just buy the top?
It's going to revert back at some point.
So like I love Chevron, but I wouldn't buy it up here. But unfortunately, in terms of buying, BM&R, well, you saw Bitcoin do that curl. BM&R is breaking trend right now. So this is open, higher low, trend breaking, volume weighted average price. So this candle closed underneath, which I think it is going to. Going to throw the stop at that prior bar, throw the trend line, which is about the mid-80s, and look to get short on BM&R, which I had to pay for locates, but they're like basically free. You know, it's like a quarter of, I don't know, it's like 1/4 of 1 cent or something per share over there. So BM&R breaking that trend. Let me draw this back so I don't have to. And I can save this, or it shows up the next time I pull up the chart. But yeah, breaking the trend and heading back into the downside. While USO, we were just talking about oil, all the way back into VWAP is USO. Is that, yep? Okay. So if we're not seeing that, if we're not seeing this revert back to the downside, I'm probably not going to get a chance taking this Oxy. Like Oxy just bounced. Like I'm sitting here like, okay. Boom, boom, higher, low, let's break the trend, and Oxy bounces right off it. So yeah, I'm looking for the short, but that doesn't mean it's going to actually show up for me here, unfortunately. So Oxy was good early, but with the strength coming right back into the oil futures, you are seeing the stock get some strength. It did go briefly green, so it's right now rejecting going green on the session and still has a chance to set up that trade for me, but not yet. And I don't want to force it. Not with the turnaround and trend up that we have over in USO. Like, this looks even better if you pop a 15-minute chart on it. Like, you look at the 15 and it's filled the gap all green on the 15-minute. So there might not be, and it's fine, there might not be a short again in some of these oil names. You had to take it early, and if you banked on it, great. Now it's looking like a pretty decent recovery for oil futures here, and that'll mean Oxy's not going to be a trade for me, potentially. I know there's some small cappers out there, and there was that WNW. I'm not going to try pronouncing the name of this company. Whatever. It begins with an M. That's the best I'll do for you. This one,
That's not very good.
well, okay, well, you want to give it a shot? It's
What is it?
MEIWU Technology Company Limited. MEIWU Technology Company. Like, I'm not pronouncing.
It's Maywu.
Maywu?
Yeah, MEI is May.
May? Okay, Maywu. Okay, so Maywu Technology Inc. is what this thing is
You
called.
say it with confidence, people just believe it. So that is what it is.
I'm not even trying to pronounce that.
Maywu.
Maywu.
MEI.
Well, Rex Banner in the chat says that you got it. And it's up 140 points, everybody. So I know this is one of the small cappers. I'm sure you can see it. He'll be all over this one, I would assume, because over 100% above VWAP, doing great volume. Just remember, when we look at these on the higher time frame, yuck, like yuck, yuck, and yuck. So it's not the worst looking chart, but yeah, let's just say it has a bit of a history here. There's been some splits, there's been some pump, and there's been a heck of a lot of dump after the fact. So you ride it while you last and enjoy the party. But this hasn't usually lasted more than a couple of days here. And sometimes it doesn't seem like it even lasts more than, one, potentially two. Just be careful when you trade this. Always have it in the back of your mind that you need to make sure that you bank your profits. So still waiting for Oxy to break this trend. I did not chase BMNR. I'm not in it just yet. It ended up breaking down on that candle, but it's bouncing now. So the break of trend line is into VWAP. If I can get picked up back into the volume weighted average price, we'll look to get the short on the bounce instead.
Alright, go down.
Not to beat a dead horse, but Nvidia right now it broke that VWAP, it just bounced off the 200 period. So, if you're looking short here, I would probably start it at 184 until it's 184.15. But the market's just pretty choppy right now. I know it's making moves lower, so fine. We don't necessarily want the longs anywhere, but still, I feel like it's pretty choppy.
Go lay down.
Longs, because the bouncing it's too much. If anything, it might be the right way to sit into a short right now and see if this market does give it all up. We're still up 1%, so I don't necessarily want to be like so short everything right now. But Google's making a move. I mean, I'd like to see a 303 take. Down into there, the low of the day, if we can get to 303. I think that's a buy, so we've got to maybe sit on our hands a minute to see if that wants to go lower. Did Meta turn red? Yeah, Meta had no, not even close. I was going to say, because if that turned red, that's a problem. They were having a great morning, up 2.5%. You said that Microsoft was below that 400. Is it sticking? I'm just trying to run through a lot of these major cap names. 395 looking like the low there from Microsoft. So, yeah, things not getting any better here, it doesn't seem like, in the market, but maybe there's a dip buy opportunity in and around VWAP. Lows of the pre-market, since I guess 8 o'clock, it's 6 o'clock, sorry, coming in right now for, no, that's 8 o'clock,
So we
coming
got
in for NASDAQ. So could be some buying
IRA
opportunities here. Without NASDAQ and Nvidia going, could be a tough sell. Just quick look on Tesla, then we'll go over to Adara for 1040. Yeah, so there it is, man. You're at VWAP right now for Tesla at its at $400. So key price. Key technical area, will Tesla hold VWAP right here at 400? I guess we'll find out when we get back. So Tesla right now 400 and testing its VWAP. Let's see if it holds it at Adara.
There's a lot of strength in this market. So let's start as I like to do. We'll start with what's kind of technical to a lot of these other movers. Communications is weak across the board. T-Mobile down 3% today. And you've got Verizon and AT&T both down just under 1%. Communications, by and large, the most obviously weak sector today. Retail trade does have some laggards. Walmart and Costco each down 1%. And tech services, you do have, again, some SaaS or software weakness, but not all software weakness. You've got CrowdStrike down 3%. Robin down 2%, Adobe on earnings day 2, down 0.5%. Now let's get into strength, because even tech services does have some really strong names here. CRM, ServiceNow, and Synopsys trying to hold down the fort, so not all of these SaaS names are struggling today. Google and Meta to the upside. Meta to the upside on a report that the company's already sort of denied, suggesting they're going to be laying off roughly 20% of their workforce. NVIDIA, Micron, Intel leading the electronic tech sector to the upside. Keep an eye on NVDA at 2 p.m. Eastern with its keynote at its GTC 2026 conference. Finance strong, consumer non-durable strong, health tech strong, traditional manufacturing strong, consumer services strong, and transportation
why is there so many
strong.
bottles?
So long story short, if you're looking for weakness, communications may be the only obvious place to find it so far today. Thank you.
Two.
Yeah, CrowdStrike, man, that 3% down. No, you were doing so well. Ah, yikes. CrowdStrike looks like it could be losing the 50 period on the daily here. So, if buying the dip was only a swing trade and not a long-term play, then this would be the break of 420 would probably be the out. Because that doesn't look very good. Like, you're making another lower high in here. If we can't hold on to this 50 period moving average, you haven't, look, we're only testing it for the first time here. It's a daily chart, so we can easily hold that level. But CrowdStrike weakness, looking like it's starting to creep right back in. Whomever was selling this thing at $450 last week, and it looked like they might have won out here. Every single day, this can get to 450 in faith. Hey. Yeah, like that's pretty distinct too. So yeah, we'll see how 420 holds out this week, but it really needs to hold 420. That'll be one to watch. I said, if I wasn't buying it for the long term, if it had been a swing trade, I'd be slapping a stop personally there. BMR kind of got away. It's trying to bounce in the VWAP here, but if we don't get all the way to the volume weighted average price, I'll try to work something a little bit lower as I'm looking to short the pop here.
All right, so far so good here. We've got a good trade on. We did put on some Palantir there. It came into these lows. We said we were trying to look for a stock, whether or not it goes or not. I'm only out right now of 25%, as we're now in the money 30 cents. The stop was 151, so basically we're just over 1-to-1 now. We just got another fill up there at 57. So
Alright, we'll see if we can get a bouncy bounce on BVAI, Big Bear. You know, that's one of my favorite stocks, so kind of feeling it.
Continue to make moves.
Kind of feeling it. Got a few shares. Had a nice pop this morning. Was up almost 4%. And then it dropped down under $4, so scooped up some shares of that. Feel good about it. Feel real good.
Right there and just offer that out. So here's a couple days. You know what? Maybe I'll put a little bit more at 80 and just wait for that. And then we're at 152, which is where the 200 period moving average is. So nice little take there.
And today's going to be a short
live.
We haven't had much traffic in here, if any, maybe a handful of people. No complaints though. You know, been a minute since we've been on, so try to get those juices flowing again, and get back on here tomorrow morning as well. I'm going to be doing some DJing on my other accounts this afternoon, so I hope you guys do enjoy the rest of your day. If you're out there trading, be careful. Be careful, you guys. Market is pretty volatile, you know. World War III's popping off right now, so got that going on for us.
Really choppy. Would love for it to go back up to the upside, but you know, let's take profit where profit lies, and I'm offering 83s. Hopefully we can get out before it is. Did we get it? No, we did not. There it is. Now we did. So nice little run through our level there at 83. Now we'll wait for 97s. I'm actually going to lower the amount of shares here. We're at 97. We'll get out of a little bit more on this trade. We have about 45% left. We get out of another 10% here in the 90s, and then we'll see if Palantir wants to continue to go a little bit higher. So that's the position that I have on right now. I was trying to flag out for maybe Oracle again for a long, you know, bounced off now a couple times off of 56. It's just the futures, right? I mean, we want to take advantage of it with Palantir. If it wants to rip up, I don't want to go double barrel longs. You know, futures fall out, which they're doing now pretty aggressively. That Palantir is going to come right out. So we're already out of half of it. I might just take out another piece right here on Palantir at 54s. And then we'll wait wait because the market pretty choppy, going back into the lows. Look, we're still up 1%, but we might as well get out of it there. More, and now we'll wait, man. We have a third left now of the trade. Hands off, and we'll see if we get higher. I'm going to reload it at 151 if it decides to go.
Ooh, the 151.
Looks like, oh, IBIX.
That's the best stuff.
Yeah, especially the 151 crew. IBIX down to 41 and change.
Yeah, we'll just keep
It's almost
that
we're
order
41 long,
in.
so we're getting close.
Yeah, that 41, oddly enough, that's what it's 72 something, it's like 72 quarter or something like that, or 72 half in that range, and we are getting close. But we don't get VWAP and BM&R, unfortunately, on that last little bounce. It made the bounce off the lows, and it got to about 22.60, 62, let's call it. So I'm shorting the bear flag, whatever you want to call it, the consolidation off of the lows. We're now into that short, giving it to this prior bar. So not the VWAP trade, but just shorting this consolidation BM&R. Oh yeah, the USO, maybe we're stalling out a little bit here. So USO bounces all the way back to where it was at 9:30, holding that volume weighted average price for now. But I've been tracking another opportunity in Oxy, and finally, with a little bit of a pullback, not much, but with a little bit of a pullback there in USO, this could be breaking that upward trend. So just go from the bottom wick at the open, higher lows. It could break this trend on the 3-minute chart, and as long as I don't see USO spiking, then I'm going to jump into that short. But as I say that, USO is already catching another bit, so I might not get this. I think Oxy just doesn't want to break this upward trend. And we're just going to patiently wait for it to do that. But I am now in BM&R to the short side. Let's go over to Adara. Time to see how the US dollar is doing. It's been a good indicator for market strength and weakness at times. We've heard Michael Moss talk about it, so let's get an update.
Pulling back a little bit here today, Neil, but I mean, we're still within the price action of Friday. Friday, of course, opening around 99.7 and closing here of around 100 and a half. So we did breach that 100 level on Friday. Obviously today we are below that level, but as I mentioned, we're still very much trading within the action on Friday. Now in terms of economic data, nothing major today, higher than expected NAHB housing market index. Wednesday we're going to get PPI, but also Wednesday we're going to get the FOMC rate decision. Now here is how the Feds voted last meeting, which is going to be January 28th of 2026. 10 Feds voting in favor of keeping rates held steady. We had 2 Feds voting in favor of a 25 basis point cuts. The dissent at the Fed very much remains a theme, and it's something that's going to remain on watch. Now, here is, I've actually skipped ahead here to December 2026. This is the only meeting where we are expecting possibly, as of right now, a 25 basis point cut. So again, 40% chance here of a 25 basis point cut in December. Every other meeting, we're still seeing the odds greater here that we're going to be getting rates held in place. So let's see if that changes at all after March's meeting. Now, for what it's worth, for March's meeting, for the meeting that we have coming up in 2 days, 99.1% of participants are expecting rates to be held in place. Back to you.
Yeah, that's a pretty good ratio. Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, as we looked at it last week, there was really going to be no cuts, at least until the mid-year, let alone maybe September. Yeah, not a great atmosphere right now for Fed rate cuts. If you're looking for that, we need to get Kevin Warsh back in there. Well, he's been already nominated there as well. Whose birthday? Oh, the 17th, yeah. September. All right, so just a quick little look here. Yeah, so that's when we're expecting rates. September, October meeting could come into play again. All right, we just dipped down on NVIDIA, on Palantir. You might as well get a little bit more out. It's 65 cents in the money right now. We did not reload it. I'm still waiting for lower. If we get 151, then we can reload that. I'm still up at 152, so that'll be my next spot to get out. If that does hit, then good. Neil, I'm sure you had much better lunches than we had, but let's go figure out right now what lunch around here. Yeah, I would hope so anyways.
The lobster roll.
Yeah.
I tell you, the first place we had to go.
We had lobster roll almost every week, every day last week. Oh, yeah.
And my daughter, for the first time, like she's eaten lobster before, but she's never had lobster roll.
Yeah.
After we're done, she's like, "Can we eat here again?" Like we're on vacation. You better believe we can eat here again. So we went to the.
You better believe it.
Shack.
Eat that fresh stuff. Same like when we went to Boston, it was just like, yeah, let's take one of those.
Now I just want to eat it again.
Yep, well, there's some good lobs, there's some good spots, in Toronto, that's for sure. There goes Palantir right now, just hit 152, so we'll go to another one with a couple of slappies. All right, today we have a unfortunate flag of Japan, and you're gonna find out why.
Why is that bad?
Obviously, Japanese is great food, I mean, that is for sure.
Yeah.
This has been a little bit of a, misstep sometimes, I'm hoping it's much better today. And it's a different fish, it's not tilapia, but it's teriyaki salmon. Okay, we've had teriyaki tilapia before, that to me was my favorite, but the teriyaki salmon should be okay. The last piece of salmon I got was sashimi, and that had to go by the wayside, so hopefully today's is a little bit better cooked. Right there, I know Andre had a very similar experience on his last piece of salmon, and was not very happy with it. Palantir now puts us happy, because now we're in the dollar club for Palantir. Teriyaki salmon, roasted vegetables, some potato, and the famous chef mixed green salad there. So that's what's for lunch. I think it's a good potential. You know, I love the salmon,
Seafood.
and yeah, nothing wrong with a little bit of salmon in your life. So just the last time it wasn't the greatest, but this time it will be. So looking forward to that today. A piece of teriyaki salmon.
I literally was eating seafood all week. Like,
Yeah, of course.
there was one, we had barbecue, because I can't go down south without having barbecue at least once. But outside of that, every single day I was eating seafood, and more seafood. So there's no chance it's going to be as good. But I'm going to enjoy salmon. It's one of my favorites, for sure. While we were gone, which wasn't very long, Intel broke the trend line. So despite the fact that the plan of action was to be long Intel today, this will be the first time. And it took until about 10:50, whatever it is right now. It broke the trend here. We're long in the volume weighted average price. But as that happened, IBIT bouncing, market bouncing, BMNR, which nothing was weird, because all these shorts worked out. We took the consolidation short because we missed the VWAP short, but it broke. So you'll take the consolidation, breaks that prior high, get out, wait for VWAP. It's still broken the trend. You're still relatively weak in IBIT, so I'll wait for it to get into that volume weighted average price. But every now and then, the market will do this to you where, like, I sat down and I liked Intel long, did not take it off of the open, and we're suddenly into it looking for that test in the VWAP. There's still some small cappers out here for everybody. I know that WNW, shoot, I already forget what you called it. Maywu.
Yeah.
Maywu just made another high, now 200% to the upside. So shout out to anyone that actually, if you bought it when we were trying to figure out how to pronounce this name, you're now up another 30 or 40% or whatever it works out to. 550, the current local high on WNW, which someone in the chat was like, that sounds like a failed, like, wrestling company. Well, yeah, I can see that.
It does.
WNW. Why not? But anyways, if you like these small cappers, I think this is one of the better ones out there. I'm sure Shriek will be all over this bad boy. And oh yes, USO still holding VWAP. It's teetering. Like, it does look like it wants to break back down, but I can't enter that Oxy short until I see a little bit of weakness. Or I should re-enter the Oxy short is what I should say.
Alright,
Until I
you
see some
guys.
weakness.
Think I'm gonna hop off of here.
We
Gotta get some stuff done, run to the store. Like I said, we're supposed to have some bad weather here. But I'm excited, man. I'm glad to be back on here. So definitely subscribe to the channel, you guys, if you like talking about the stock market. Undervalued stocks could be the next runner. Could be the next banger. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Hope you guys make some money out there. Later.
Hard to grab that short while that's still happening. But